Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio, Nights of the Downs Round. Thank you for joining me on this edition, show number 2, Nights of the Downs Round. I have my other night with me tonight, Mr. Classic and Mr. QBZ. So, fellas, we need again to establish this. We need to tell everybody what is going on as far as what we have talked about off the air. Who wants to pick that up?
Okay, I guess I'll pick it up. This Q ball, QBZ, how the world doing today? How the brothers doing today in the podcast? We basically we was having a discussion about, friends, in-betweeners, foes, however, how to weed them out, and who's the good, who's the bad, who's the ugly, and who really can say who is who and what is what and which is, you know what I mean? So
right.
We was just talking about touching topics on how to distinguish friends and foes and the in-betweens.
Low power, please charge it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just trying to just collaborate and just try to come up to a conclusion from our perspective of what is it? What is it? What's envy, fair weather friends, fair weather friends, meaning when you're down and out in Beverly Hills, you can't find nobody, and then when you hit the lottery and everybody calling your phone.
So you said fair weather friends, but what I had said is when times are hard for either one of us, right? When times are hard, you have people that want from you, and I touched on this on my last show. I touched on this. You have people that want from you, but then you have a certain responsibility to look out for your people, not everybody else's people,
right,
but for
exactly.
your people, and especially for your family. And as black folk, we need to understand that if we don't look out for each other like everybody else is looking out for their own people and their own kind, we will always be doomed to be lost in the struggle.
You won't get your blessings right, man.
You won't. But people don't understand what a blessing is because people don't understand who God is.
Right.
Or whoever your creator is.
Right, exactly.
You don't understand. So you're not going to be like, well, I'm going to be held accountable for that because it is my responsibility as a king who is made in my creator's image to look out for the people that he looks out for, because you are a king. Right. You have to look out for your people. You're not supposed to be a dictator. You're supposed to be a leader. Yeah. And in order to lead, you have to take responsibility on that.
Yeah. And let me collab on that a little bit for both of y'all.
All right.
When you break down the word blessing and truly understand what blessing means, first, you have to be right with God. And, we don't want to get too deep in this, but you have to be right with God. More so, be more right with yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm. In order for you to bless somebody, you have to walk by faith in knowing that if I'm going to bless this person, my faith has to be strong enough that whatever I bless them with, my faith is strong enough to say, God, what I ask you to do unto others as you do unto me, that, and I ain't saying that to where, they do say do unto others as you do unto me. What I mean by that is that if I do unto someone, I want that for myself. If it's a good deed, that if I know that I like things to be good for me, I want the same for the next person. I'm no better than nobody else. Do I fall short? Yes, I do. Do I have my times to where I don't like to see nobody have something? Maybe. More so, when you change that mind frame or that perspective and say, I may not like that this person is in Beverly Hills or that they doing better than me. No, get up off your behind and go out there, talk to them, ask them.
Right.
If you don't ask a question, you won't know.
Right.
Some people may confuse you.
Let's clarify
but yet
something.
You still have to go a little deeper than that.
Let's clarify something you just said, because it made it seem like you were only in it to get the blessing. Mm-hmm. And I know that's not what you meant.
Exactly.
No,
and that's where I want people to understand that. That's where I want people to understand that because sometimes we are not, I ain't gonna say the word taught, we are not guided, or we are not giving the knowledge of what that truly means, because sometimes somebody can tell you that, like you said, whoa, hold up, what you mean? Well, dude said this, dude said that. No, did you sit down and talk to that person and get understanding or knowledge of what they meant by that?
Right.
So brother,
because you jump to conclusions or whatever else and just run with it. No, you need to know from that person's mouth what they truly meant by that. Like how we sitting here doing this podcast, and I'm glad fam like collab on that to say, what do you really mean by that?
Right.
To compliment what you just said, Classy. Just to compliment what you said, and that's a good. My whole perspective on it is like something similar to like what you said. It's like we do things, acts of kindness and things like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be material or money. You know what I'm saying? It could just be hey, how you doing? How you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I think we talked about that.
It takes a while ago.
That'll make a person's day.
It'll make a person's day.
Just a millisecond to do that.
Just a second, man. I'm talking about not walk past them and just like, look at them like who. I don't know you, you don't know me, and such and such and whatever. And foremost, it's different ways of blessing people. You can bless people with just
a smile,
kind words, a smile. And then sometimes like you see people at the store, they might, you got some change, you got this and that. If I got it, I usually give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying necessarily that I've been in that particular situation as far as panhandling and stuff like that. That's not my thing.
I'm not even finna lie about that. I've been in a situation where I've had to ask someone for help, but I have not been in the situation where I had to stand out here and beg for it, because God gives you a whole lot of avenues to escape the problem that you're in. He's not going to put you through something that he will not see you through. That is my whole point.
And it goes back to the beginning of what we're speaking about, that when you have something and people see that you have something, it's like everybody is like clinging to you. Everybody is leeching to you. And just a slight slip, or even though you may not slip, it may be something that's going on. It may be an illness or something that, you're dealing with and you're not where you were. Now everybody starts to like stray away from you.
Fade away from you.
They start to fade and stray.
Yeah.
Well, but yet it's still, you still have that heart to where I'm still who I am.
No, but what you just said, why? Why do they stray and stay away from you? You know why? Because if they figure that the blessings that you have obtained will no longer be beneficial to them, then they can no longer be around you to receive what you are giving to them.
And with that being said, let me say this. Once a baby comes off a bottle, what do?
You wean them. You feed them food.
You spoon feed them.
There you go.
But you gotta feed them. You gotta feed them a little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time.
You can't feed them the whole thing. You gotta give them that look. A little bit. And as they go into, and that go with knowledge and all of that too. You know what I mean?
But it goes with the affect, not affect or effect. It's the affect that goes with the affect of being an adult. You have to be fed a little at a time. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like you just said, you can't just force it.
No, you can't force feed
because
them.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
They not going to. They're not going to be able to digest it.
Right.
Brother Don.
What are they going to do? They're going to throw it.
They're going to throw it up.
And
they might not get all the nutrition and all the nutrients that they needed.
That's right.
And that goes from a baby all the way to a woman and a man.
To an adult.
to an adult,
Mm-hmm.
to adulthood, and
Uh-huh.
because we can say this, say that, we can give people information. Some people not ready for that
That's right.
information,
That's
so
right.
you can't force the information. You
That's
have to
right.
give it to them in increments.
That's right. That's right. And
Yep.
incremental. And and I appreciate what you just said.
My man.
And so with that, we are going to go on our first break here, and we will continue to talk about this because I've said this on shows that I have done just a day ago, just little shows that I've done just a day ago. But this does not stop here, everybody. We are going to continue this, and we are going to touch bases a little bit deeper on how and why we feel the way we do. Newbie in Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio, Knights of the Dons Round. We'll be right back. Newbie in Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio. Thank you for stay tuned to this edition of the Knights of the Dons Round Table. We're going to continue where we left off, no doubt, because it's very interesting subject, very interesting topic, and we will continue this right now. So, again, what were you saying, brother Hugh, about family?
Yeah. Well, when we was taking a break, we was just kind of just wanted to touch topic on, like, looking at it from like a family versus a friend, or an associate when it comes to envy, when it comes to just looking at like what do my family do me, like worse than a stranger would, when it comes down to the topic at what we was talking about as far as the envy, the hate, or not just the negative things, the blessings. Like you can get I feel like you can get your family blessings sometime, and then because they're your family, they'll some of them will take advantage, some of them won't. But I think that's
just because it's family, though, you can't give them a pass. There's no such thing.
Well,
because your family will fuck. Excuse my French.
No, go ahead.
Even though this is uncensored and this is our show, your family will fuck you more than the average Joe will. You know what I mean? Whenever you see court TVs, when we watch TV and we see all these little small courts and these court processions, they'll tell you straight up and out and about, your family is the worst person to do deals with if you do not have some type of a written contract.
Yeah. Because
your family will take advantage of you more than what the average Joe will. And I say that from experience. And I'm not saying all family.
No.
Because all family ain't the same.
No.
But certain family will take advantage of you more. And let me tell you why. And I was telling you this off air.
Yeah.
Is because your family know you.
Yeah, they know everything about you. They know,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, brother Class. So
that's called comfort zone.
There you go.
Yeah, because they know you. They oh man, Q man, he hear this or Classic or
And not only that family member may know you, is the other family member that's speaking about you.
Yeah.
To where, like, I ain't even know that about myself.
Right.
So how you know more about... But what I'm saying is, how do you know more about me than I know about myself?
But we can flip it now. We can flip it.
Hold up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Go
because
ahead.
I really want to say this.
Say it.
I talked to my mother about this.
Uh-huh.
I said, Mom, how much do you know me? She said, I know you better than anybody. I care with you. I said, do you really? She said, yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I said, so what do my day be like each day? She couldn't answer that.
Right.
I said, what do I go through while I'm at school? What do I go through when I'm not in your presence? when even you leave me at home with my sisters or whatever else, or when I'm like sitting in my bedroom at night and my thoughts is going through my head, do you know what's going on with me?
Right.
They don't,
so you look at me like,
right.
The only one that know you better than anybody is you and God.
Yep, no doubt.
God foremost.
Yeah, God for
Now, unless you sit down and let that person know, but even in the process of letting them know, they still like, okay, I get it a little bit, but I don't have the full understanding of it. Right. So therefore, what do? We continue. That's called family therapy, if you ask me. Why do I have to go out and pay somebody $100 an hour to talk about me and my mother relationship or me and my family relationship? No. If me and like we used to do on Sundays, every Sunday at Big Mom House, we had Sunday dinners. We sitting down at that table. Yeah. Even like throughout the week, when Daddy get home, right? How was your day? Yeah. By the time Daddy get home, we didn't took our baths or whatever else. Daddy come home. Yeah. We eat. We talk about what's going on,
like we're doing now. Round table, like a round table discussion.
We don't have that no more.
No,
why? Because they took they took the dads out of the house. They want the woman to be the dominant. But still, that doesn't fall on what they're doing. Right. It still falls on the power and the strength of family. Because what do they say? A family that prays together stays together. So when you divide your family yourself, you can't blame that on nobody else.
I agree. I totally agree.
My nephew, Junior, Romik Jr., he used to say the same thing, when he come to visit us from Florida, when they come here, him and my niece and my brother, the thing is, like you just said, a family that prays together stays together. I don't care who you pray to. It may be, somebody that you're used to praying to. You may not believe in a higher calling whose name is God, because everybody has a different aspect on how they see things.
Yeah, sometimes they make themselves their own God.
That's right.
And I'm praying for each and every one of you. I'm not like pointing fingers at the family, but I'm praying that you get a better understanding of who I am, and I get a better understanding. That's all the family.
That's all the family. Here's something that I wanted to touch on too. That's a whole nother topic.
Go ahead.
As far as prayer, right?
Yes.
Now, people say, I used to say this too. I'm going to keep it real. I used to say this too. I'm not going to pray for you. Let me tell you why I said that. You hear so much information, and a lot of it is false, coming from so many different avenues.
Sources. Yes.
So many different sources. You don't know what is what. I know a little bit, okay? I have a doctorate. I have a doctorate in ministerial studies and ministerial counseling. I have that doctorate. I've studied the Muslim belief. It's not a religion. It's a belief.
Right.
I've studied the Muslim belief. I've studied the Native American belief. I've studied the Christianity belief. I've studied the Hindu and Buddhism belief. I had to do that in order to obtain my doctorate. Okay. And I've had my doctorate now for going on 10 years. You'll never know it because I never show it and I never say nothing. You know why? Because I'm not going to, oh, well, your boy got a doctorate. Yeah, I'm Dr. Stewart. You guys knew it.
Yeah.
Y'all knew it. Yeah. But the public doesn't know it. And the public is not going to know it on purpose. Because if I'm not sanctified enough to handle my own life affairs, I'm not qualified enough to tell you how to run your life.
Exactly.
When I'm doing the same shit you're doing.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I said that to say this. If I am out here and I'm acting just like you, him, her, she, and he, I have no business telling you how God wants you to run your life. But just know that I know what I'm talking about. Right. But I never push my beliefs and understandings on anybody else.
May I say something real quick?
Sure.
All right. I just want to just say this, man. Why it's on my mind. I feel like whatever religion that you study,
it's a belief.
It's a or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, belief. Whatever belief or however you want to. Like Brother T said, however you want to word it.
Right.
it's a lifetime study.
There you go.
It's something that you will never be able to get all in your whole lifetime. I don't care if you make it to 85.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Because you might one day you might wake up and say, well, I'm looking at this over here, what they said, and it's just basically about how do you feel about, how do you feel as an individual and what you want to believe in. Because some people believe that they, like I said earlier, some people believe that they own God, that they woke themselves up and it's no higher power. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to get on the religion aspect about it, and then we can put all that and mix it all in a bowl, back to the envy, to the jealousy, or to the people trying to use you and who's your friend and who's not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if a person is trying to tell me something positive, I feel like that's a friend. That's somebody that want to see me going down the right path versus somebody that see me with a can of beer or this, that, and the other, or however I'm kicking it at the time. Here they come and this, that, and the other. But it's not like that with me and my brothers. We come together. If I don't have, he have or she have, our family is supposed to be like that and look out for each other. But it's not always about a good time. It's about upliftment. It's about making somebody feel appreciated and valued in what they do for you. What you do for them.
Before I pass the buck to you, Classic, I want you, Q, to delineate on something that you just said.
Yeah.
With your belief system.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you studied the jihad and the Muslim studies.
I've been kind of dibbling and dabbling. Like I told you, I said on air, I took my shahada, but I actually took 2 of them in my lifetime.
Okay.
But I was raised as a Baptist, in a Baptist church.
Right.
Reverend Gaines, Reverend Word,
Hines.
I mean, you name it. I've been in their churches and
but what I wanted to, and I understand all that.
Yeah. Yes.
But what I wanted to ask you is, I wanted you to delineate, and what I mean by delineate is to
break it down in a nutshell.
Break it down just a little bit farther on where you said that everyone has their beliefs.
Yeah,
and that is true. And my thing is for you, me, he, she, or anyone else to even administer the thought that, okay, my beliefs are my beliefs, your beliefs are your beliefs, and I'm going to do what I want to do. I want you to delineate on what is it that you have done, will do, or, you know what I'm saying, are doing for your faith.
Okay, well, this is in a nutshell, and this is a roundtable discussion. So what we're doing is we're feeding off of information between us, because not only are we family, we're friends, and
family
so forth.
First and foremost.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is, no matter what religion that you are, we're spiritual thinkers. We think in a spiritual, conscious way. To go back to what Brother Classic said, about just having a round table meetings and things like that with your family, just basically keep in touch with who we are as individuals and caring about each other and and feeding off each other's ideas, and that's all a part of keeping a strong spiritual outlook on things too. You know what I'm saying? And you can look at people that's probably like in a negative way or going through things, and we all done been there, you know what I'm saying? So we can kind of like be sympathetic about that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, this is how you do this, or this is how I did this to get to where I'm at, as far as like to be more positive of who I am. And I think like this would be a good way for you to do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the topic of discussion is. And it's like uplifting each other, like what we do all the time. I mean, like off the air, they gotta know this. Off the air, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, everybody out there in the world, we talk about everything, that we've been through. So in a nutshell, hold on. So let me end. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying, as far as with me, as long as I keep my spirituality right, you know, as long as I keep my mind in the place of where I know there's a higher power and I know that it's a way, and I feel like my God is gonna make a way out of no way. I'm gonna be all. I know I'm gonna be all right, and whoever's around me, I'm gonna make sure they're all right. Like I said, ain't gotta be material, ain't gotta be money wise. As long as I put a smile on your face or whatever like that, I'm gonna continue to be Quentin. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And that's that.
And thank you for the delineation,
Yep,
Brother Classic.
Let me say this to all of y'all. There's two words that came to mind. It's comprehension, and it's called blood clot. When you talk about family, in the beginning, there should be communication because the blood flow starts to where you are given life. If y'all understand that, you are given life. So when your mother birthed you, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids, your aunties, cousins start having babies, that's a blood flow through the family. But when that starts to get cut off, that's a blood clot amongst the family because there's no more communication. I don't care if my cousin had kids by 3, 4 different men. I had kids by 4 different women. Don't point fingers. Don't pass judgment to say, well, why Classic have kids by 3, 4? Well, why did you have? Now we going tit for tat. We aren't supposed. No, that's a no-no.
A no-no.
Regardless, that's your family at the end of the day. Now you may have baby mamas that like, well, I don't want my baby around this person, child that you had with, or the daddy may, well, I don't. No, that's not for them. That's not for them. That's a entitlement that they choose to have. That's not on your family. That's not on your generation. And we wonder why we have generational curses is because we allow outsiders to come in and say that we may have slept with or laid with to say that this is how you need to move or whatever. We'll tell your family that I don't want my kid around them. Why not? What did the family do to them? Nothing.
He is not like that's the truth right there.
That's right.
And it'll keep going on and on and on and on until somebody
and you wondering why is TT mad at me? I always go over TT house. I was like her favorite. I ain't gonna say favorite, but one of her.
She mad at mom, so she mad at pops.
That, and it's like,
and that now she
and
mad
it goes
at you.
back to where do we sit down as family and unclot that?
That's right. Man,
that blood flow is deep.
You brothers are just
touching
classics,
topics, man.
Classics. You brothers
chilling
are
with
spiritual.
the classic, spitting the classic.
I promise you, conversation doesn't end here, y'all.
No.
Nubian Public Podcast, Knights of the Dons Round. You guys keep it locked. It's plenty more.
Much love, y'all.
We talked about it before. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
The word says that a disobedient child shall live half their days.
They will.
Children, honor your mother and father.
So that their days
Parents,
might be longer.
do not provoke your children.
That's right.
Once again, parents have to understand they are a child of somebody else. And then they are a child and the generations go on. But in the end or the beginning, who are we all children of? We are the children of the Most High.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So if he's the head of it all and we falling short of his glory, that means we are not following according to his word.
And that's why things don't be
and
going
he said,
right.
acknowledge me in all your ways.
And that's why I feel like sometimes people don't they don't understand that that's the reason why they go through things in their life as far as like on the negative side, on the flip side, because you have to give honor to your mother, you got to give honor to your father. And you gotta give honor to the Most High, your higher Father.
But there's one other person that you have to give honor to. You have to give honor to yourself, because the Most High gave you life.
Yeah, right.
We are made in God's image, so we give honor to the Most High. We give honor to ourselves, which people do not recognize and understand that the God in us is the God that allows us to be who we are. We make things happen
And
we make things flow.
exactly. And let me say this to y'all too. By us being created in God's image and Him being the light of the world, when we are created in His image and we fall short of His glory, we become dim.
That's
so
right.
we are like dim. We
That's
want
right.
to stay in that light. Yeah, we mess up. We fall 7 times. But yet we want to stay in His light. We want to stay in His image.
And don't let fair weather friends absorb your life.
And I'm glad that you keep touching on this fair weather friend.
I keep hearing that.
One thing
So I
about
keep
fair
hearing
one thing
that.
about fair weather,
Right.
I want
you
to.
have to break that. You have to break that down.
Yeah,
Fair.
yes,
And that's
What is-
on you.
Okay, listen to the whole word.
Go
It's
ahead.
fair weather.
Yeah,
For
fair.
one, we talk about weather. We got summer, winter, spring,
Spring,
fall.
fall.
But that fairness is what is fair about the winter? What is fair about the summer? What is fair about the fall? You have to adjust to those seasons in your life.
Yep, true that.
Yep.
When you adjust to those seasons, because what happens in the winter? Things begin to wither.
Mm-hmm.
But in the process, you have to harvest in order to receive growth once again.
They all complement each
They
other.
fall according to God's
That's
glory, what
right.
He ordained for it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But and we always do it. Man, I can't wait till the summer. Man, it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
So when we constantly complain, now it's too hot.
Now it's to this and now it's to that. All these, I gotta.
But we are so focused on the seasons,
Yeah.
and we're not focused on the seasons that was ordained for our lives. Meaning that, okay, in the winter, we know what we need to do. We need to wear coats. We need to wear scarves. We need to wear hats, gloves, boots. It doesn't matter.
Right.
That doesn't matter. That's material.
So what you think, Don?
Regardless of the weather, the weather,
Same thing. I do too.
who weathers all storms?
God.
God.
So as long as we are in God's seasons, it doesn't matter what the weather is naturally. It's the weather spiritually that you need to recognize.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel that.
Right.
I feel that, and everything that Brother Classy touched on is that's in a nutshell right there. I mean, you know, every season complements each other in some type of way. That's how I feel. That's why I feel like if you going through bad weather, you know, it will get better. It's sooner or later. You know, you just have to believe, and I feel like you just got to just keep praying, and also you know, be godlike, be in God's image. You know, keep yourself clean, keep your mind positive, even if you're feeling bad. Keep still smile about it, like Tupac said. Smile anyways. You know what I'm saying?
And
smile through the pain.
And seasons comes every second. Seasons change.
Yep.
You can be happy one minute. You can wake up happy. You probably have a wife, a girlfriend that you're living with, or they call you or whatever. And that changes your seasons to where now your mind is like, oh, this is some BS. This done pissed me off. Or it can be something to where, okay, I'm happy.
Okay.
So the seasons is, okay, my child done pissed me off. Or the school done called me and I'm at work.
Right.
I ain't got time for this. It's how you adjust to that season. Okay, I can snap on the teacher. I can snap on the principal.
Yeah.
No, when you stay in your character, and then too, I'm gonna rephrase that because I don't like that term. And me and Twan talked about this before.
Uh-huh.
I don't like the terms character because character is a false pretend person. When you talk about we look at like animation. We look at like Pinocchio, the Wizard of Oz, that fairy tale, fantasy, make believe, and all that.
Yeah.
That's character. So I'm playing a part that somebody would have stripped for.
Yeah.
This is not stripped. This is real.
You see it every day. I mean,
What I'm dealing with, this is real.
Right.
This is real right here. So when I'm dealing with what's real, how am I going to deal with real? I'm going to write my script for myself. So if there's something going on with my child, my family, or whatever else, I'm going to write that script and let you know that, yeah, if you felt that my child messed up or whatever else, don't call me when they messed up. Call me when they doing good. Because now that you feel, okay, what was you playing your part as?
Right.
What was your role? What was your role when I sent my child to school? What was your role? Oh, up into where you felt they was doing something wrong. Now is a problem. Don't
Right.
call me on that BS.
It's
That's bullshit.
to go to and then to to go back to when you said about character. You know, it's like in Hollywood, anybody can be anybody that they want to be. Like, you know, like Denzel, he didn't get no Oscar. He didn't get no Oscar until he was until he turned into Alonzo, until he was the bad cop or whatever like that. He didn't get no Oscar for doing Glory,
Right.
or he didn't get no Oscar, but he was adjusting his characters to whatever he had to adjust.
Exactly.
Then you look at how people's is in the street today.
Exactly.
You look at, you know, you gotta have dreads, you gotta have your pants tight as they could be, you know, hugging you, you know, pants off your ass and your ethical short showing.
He was feeding away from the stereotype.
You trying to fit in, but see, like like me per se, I always been me. I just always been who I am. You know, like I like to crack a joke every now and again.
Right.
I like to, I'm just a laid back kind of fellow. You know, mellow, but I ain't yellow. You understand?
You just goofy
you just
on the hoofy, and
and this, that, and other.
Nah,
you know,
I'm fucking with him. Nah,
but
I'm
yeah,
fucking with him. This man ain't goofy.
Nah.
By far, he is not goofy.
I could get real. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
I could touch. I could
this
get.
Man gets real.
You gotta know how to adjust. You gotta know when to, you know, when to pull that character out, man. You know, you can't, you know, all that walking around with an attitude and like you mad all the time. That ain't gonna get you nowhere.
What? Yeah, really. Thank you.
It's not.
What is that
tough
gonna
guy
get?
shit? Yeah,
that
tough guy shit. Bitch, talk to the hand, bitch. You know what I'm saying? How them females be talking. That shit. It just look real tacky.
You see where it get them? They get their ass whooped too.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because I know I got friends and family, and I'm sorry, this is no holds barred. I'm gonna keep it real.
Oh yeah.
I got family and friends that'll smack a bitch in a minute. It will put you in your motherfucking place.
I know a couple. I know a couple cats like that too.
I'm one of them. If you push me, I will put you in your motherfucking place, and I will not lose sleep over it.
If you trying to hurt me,
you know what I mean. If you trying to hurt me,
yeah, because these women nowadays, man, they'll haul off and fuck you up.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
They'll try if you let them.
If you let
them. But no, I'm not gonna let you do shit to harm me or my family or anyone that's close to me. Like I said, I will smack you in a motherfucking minute, and the biggest my motherfucking hands is my baseball gloves. Bitch, you gon' I'm sorry.
Man.
You gonna feel it. Let me stop, y'all. It's no holds barred. I just got a little bit excited. I'm not finna try to disrespect my queens.
No, not the queens.
I'm not gonna disrespect my queens, but this goes for any woman, whatever fucking color you is. You want to try to step out of your boundaries and get out of your lane, I'm going to show you how I will put you back, because you will not disrespect a king, and especially a king that has contributed a lot on this earth. As we speak, You're not going to do it. I will turn Judge Mathis on you in a minute.
Oh, shit.
It's not finna happen.
Don't do it.
Oh, no, man.
Don't do it to them. They ain't ready for it. Don't give them the smoke, man.
I just can't
stand
the level of disrespect.
Disrespect that's going on these days. It's
a black man gets.
It's above and beyond. It is, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's just weak ass men's in the world, you know what I'm saying, or just passive.
It is,
or just passive as fuck.
No, it is. It is weak ass men in the world, because I'm gonna tell you, it became a point in time to where, and I'm gonna keep it real. Black men was warriors, soldiers, kings, dominant.
Thank you.
We are the most dominant, the most creative, the most brilliant, the most talented.
Yes.
Richest.
And I'm not going to say species. I'm going to say gods on this earth. When it got to the point to where y'all not even fighting to stay out of jail. No. I'm finna go deep with this, y'all.
Thank you. Go.
Man, go ahead.
Go.
Y'all don't fight to stay out of jail. Y'all don't fight for your rights. Y'all don't know your laws. Then on top of that, y'all lazy. Y'all don't want nothing. Y'all want these women. And then some of these women, they spoil y'all. They let y'all sit around their houses, do whatever else. They keep pacifying y'all. Y'all don't want to be y'all don't want to be men.
Man, please.
And today's society look at so many black men that we'll give a handful of y'all a little something. We'll spoon feed you a little something. But majority of y'all ain't getting shit. Me personally, I still have this mindset like, fuck you, fuck what you talking about. Because I'm still going to get out here, regardless of the position that I'm in to this very day of 2023, I'm not finna let nothing hold me back.
That's right.
And listening to what y'all was talking about with these women, how they doing us black men or whatever else, I think I ain't gonna say I know for fact it's very sad, because if it wasn't for government giving y'all all these different grants and everything else, and I think it's sad because
it's Uncle Charlie.
I get that,
Daddy.
and this
That's
is
what it is.
Yeah, y'all pimps,
There
pimps.
you go.
They y'all
There you
pimps.
go.
Yeah. Have more babies
And not only that,
and get more money. Yeah.
they pimping y'all, and then y'all think, oh girl, yeah, that nigga in jail. Oh girl, yeah, that hoe ass nigga. Oh girl, yeah, this. That. No, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself.
I'm getting this check. Bitch, stop.
That's all.
Listen to yourself, because it does not make any sense. Make it make sense to me to where a man that was in the house making sure that his children and he covered his family was well off, and you allow somebody to open the gate to your front line and come in and conduct how your household should be ran. Oh, once we get this nigga out the house. Wait a minute. For one, if you was a real woman, you would say, my husband is not no nigga. You supposed to have his back. Through better or worse, sickness of health, death do you part. Oh, you can come in here and try and take something, but you ain't getting shit. But now I gotta raise these kids by how you raising the kids by yourself and you ain't even got no job, and you getting food stamps and everything else from the government and everything else.
Wait
up,
for tax. Wait for tax money. My bad.
Hold that, fellas. We are at the mark here. We got to take a break and pay some bills. Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio, Night to the Dons Round.
It's getting smoky.
We'll be right back. To the Night to the Dons Round, subsidiary of Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio. We're going to end up closing this out, y'all. It was a nice show.
It was a great show. Great show, y'all.
Very great.
Awesome.
And we are going to close this out with the opinions of the crew. So, y'all tell me what you want. Let's go.
It's on classic. Go ahead, baby.
I want to say to women, men, that when you sit there and say, well, I love him, I love her in the beginning, then things begin to happen and occur, and you allow interference with other people coming in. If you cannot communicate and talk to that individual that you are laying there with, that individual that you are with, it calls for destruction, to where if you are with somebody that you truly trust and believe, and that person see belief in y'all need to separate everybody and everything away from y'all. People may have their opinions. People may not like it, but people may not see the vision that y'all have together. One eye cannot see by itself. So if it's two people, y'all have a vision together. If y'all understand what that means, y'all will catch it one day. Mm-hmm. But what I'm simply saying to y'all, when you find somebody and that person finds you, and y'all work together and y'all build together, y'all not going to tear one another down. Other people might come against y'all and try and tear y'all down, which you like look at society. that if somebody's trying to fight for something that's right, everybody against it. But the time the media or you have some white, and I'm gonna say it, some white person come in, now everybody want to jump on, oh, let's support them. No, if you can't support me in the beginning, fuck all you fake motherfuckers. Me and this person gonna still do what the fuck we gotta do and believe in what we gotta believe. And what I really want to get at and mean by that, so everybody get a full understanding of what I'm saying. If I'm here by myself and I have a belief, and this one person out of a million trust and believe in me, and that person rise with me, I got your back just as well as you got mine. But overall, you still have to keep in mind God got you first. So if that makes sense to y'all, I just don't like fuckery. I don't like foolishness. I don't like nobody like pretending, because now you trying to get the spotlight or shine. It's not about spotlight or shine. If it's something that you believe in and that you know is right in your heart, and now somebody trying to like come in and be like, oh, well, I thought that same thought, so now I want to shine over you. No, you can go jump your ass in the lake.
Hey, and I want to just touch basic on this before we head out. Any relationship that you in is a sacred bind with who you with. I mean, as far as when a man and a woman is concerned, excuse me, I feel like that you have to just just hang in there. Don't always just if we have a conversation and it's between me and you my woman and I'm your man,
That's
and
sacred.
that's a sacred bond that we have. Then you go back and you get to talking to Shay Shay and and Latanya and all them and everything, and you tell them what we talking about, and they got to give you they 4 or 5 cents or whatever on what you need to be doing in your relationship, and you take that to heave and act like, oh well, maybe they right. Well, I told you this already, baby. Why are you going back and trying to get confirmation from them when we already know what we need to do? And I want to touch basic on like the social media. It's cool to see you and your girl, y'all on social media, y'all taking trips and everything like that. And then look it. Now your phone ringing off the hook. Everybody want to be in your business, trying to see what you're doing. Oh, they see you having a good time. Go back to the friend thing. Now everybody calling your phone and trying to figure out how they gonna separate you and your guy because they jealous or they ain't got nobody. They at home alone or single, and then they want to try to come in your world and tell you that, oh yeah, it's everything is I don't trust him, girl, or I don't this, that, and the other. Don't do that. And a lot of people these days they doing that. Ain't nobody. It's no togetherness, and that's the reason why our kids is running rapid in the street because they don't have that real connection. Because my mother and my father, raised me. What I'm saying, my blood family, and I had a stepfather and I had a stepmother too. But I always go back to the source. What I'm saying, to my parents, the ones that had me, and I asked them for directions, for guidance, and I thank God that I still have in my life at 41 years old. And that's all I really wanted to say about that. Touch basic on just saying that I'll leave off like this, just saying that if you want to be with who you're with and you want to be with them, just keep things to yourself. Try to grow, pray together. You know what I'm saying? Because like my man Classic said, a family that pray together, stay together. So that's the main thing to keep in a relationship is
I
spirituality.
don't want to cut you.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to cut
No,
you
you good. You good. I
from
said
what you
it.
were saying because what you were saying makes sense. What my thing is with what you just said, you need to tell people who you are.
Who me?
Yes. Tell people who you are, what you stand for, and why. You don't even need to go why because the last 3-4 minutes that you were just on the air
Mm,
told a lot.
right.
So with that, you need to tell people who you are. That's it.
Okay. Well, me, I'm the type of person that um I love, I give, uh in my life, I didn't come up with a whole lot, like as far as like financial wise, but we were rich. My mother and my father, my mother, she was a matriarch of the family. My dad, he was a entertainer, still is, can sing his butt off. And and they just brought me up with values that I try to carry on to this day. Now, granted that along the way I have uh, you know, struggled with, drinking a little bit and everything like that, little issues like that. But I think I'm getting better. I'm a father of three, and I try to be the best example that I can be, and give the best information to my kids that I can give them. And I have two that's practically grown now, and I have one that's in Memphis. Um, and she's 6, she'll be 7 in December. Shout out to Kaylin, my Asian Tristan. I'm proud of my kids, and I'm proud of who I am. Even though I don't have everything that I had at one point in time, I'm on a mission of getting things back in order and doing something positive with my brothers. Like right now, talking on this podcast, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's a way for me to outlet, almost like a self therapy thing. You know what I'm saying? Where I can, tell people about my life and tell people about things that we've been through as compadres, as friends, as family, however you want to call it. 20, 25 plus years. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time. So we not on here just to try to persuade you or tell you the way how to live your life. Live your life the way you want to live it, but just live it to the best of your ability and just be happy. You don't look at everything like I said on one show a long time ago. Don't look at the glass halfway full. Look at it halfway empty. Because believe me, we are the same bone structure, same vessels and veins and bloods, all in our bodies, and we all put our shirts on and our pants on at the same way every day. So ain't nobody better than nobody, and that's how I look at life.
There you go, and there you have it, Mr. Quentin Belcher,
Q Beezy,
my brother from another mother, and you couldn't have did it any better.
Thank
there,
you, man.
bro.
Appreciate it.
You really
Appreciate
couldn't,
it.
Mr. Classic. These last couple minutes are on you as well, sir. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what you stand for, and we are going to leave it at that.
Sir Christopher, aka Classic. I'm from Greenwood, Mississippi. I'm 51 years of age. I have 5 sisters. I'm the youngest, only boy. I have 3 daughters, 7 grandchildren. Family can't even imagine how big it is. We expand all over. We are everywhere. Yes, we are.
Everywhere.
And even though you may have a big family, one thing that I wanted to just touch on that I just spoke while Mr. Quentin was Q was speaking to you all. I whispered in Twine's ear and I said, "Fam, we need to let people know the understanding of what work means." And he said, "No, you go ahead and end it out." I said, "Okay." When we go back to the beginning of this podcast, like close an hour, we touched on so many basics about family, the communication. The communication comes with work. Everything in your life comes with work. When you open your eyes, it's work to open your eyes. When you listen, it's work. When you speak, it's work. When you move about your day, is work. When you have to wash your ass, is work. Whatever you do is work. Us being on this podcast is work. And understanding the recognition of work when it comes to family, your beliefs, and everything else, that what do you truly have to do to work? When you read the word of God, you have to work. Then you have to go and you have to study it. And then you have to keep studying. It does not stop. Work does not stop. Because if y'all understand and recognize, the word of God says, a man that do not work does not eat. Praise without work is dead. So you have to work. And I just want to end that with that. I don't want to talk to y'all too much more or whatever. I want to leave y'all with something positive to let y'all know that you must work, work, work. Everything that you do, even when you feel that somebody did you wrong, work on it. Work on you. If you felt that you did somebody wrong, work on it.
Right.
If you feel that, oh, well, I just don't feel like doing it today, work on that. Work on laziness, work on hatred, work on whatever your behavior, mind, work on every aspect and perspective of your life. Well, I'm tired of them. Even work on when you look at somebody and say, oh, look at that bomb ass nigga over there. Look at that broke ass motherfucker over there. Look at that bitch over there. Look at that fake ass nigga. Look at that whole ass person over there. Work on that. You may be in a position that they probably saying the same thing about you. So work on you. First of all, work on you and move forward. Just grow, y'all. Just grow and be strong.
For sure.
Y'all be strong, man. Classic out.
I loved it. I still love it.
Man, much love. Classic.
I'm always going to love it. And I'm going to end it. I don't know. You can call it a Jerry's final thought. I don't care what you call it. But look. When life does not treat you right, don't get mad at life. Get mad at the person that is trying to live their life. We often struggle. We often say, hey, life isn't fair. Life doesn't do this. Life doesn't do that for me. But the person who ultimately has the say in what you do throughout your life without the blessings of God with the blessings of God is you. So don't portray yourself as a loser. Don't portray yourself as a victim. There are no such thing as victims in this world. The victim is only the person that chooses to take the easy road and the easy route out. Without that, there is no person. People often wonder, why am I often the one getting picked on? Why am I often the one that wants to go ahead and be the victim of a perilous society, such as law enforcement and my peers? Don't look at it that way. If you choose to ultimately make your life better, your life will be better. If you choose to make your life ultimately a bad life or a bad place to be, then that's where you are going to be.
Yep.
Know your path.
Know who you are. Know who loves you. Know who is going to come and feed you instead of taking from your dinner table.
Right.
I'm not going to have anybody that's going to be at my dinner table and leave the next night and talk about me. It's just not going to work. So in the famous words of Jerry Springer, until next time, take care of yourselves.
And one another.
And each other.